Hey, what's up, everybody? Shaved my head. Uh, Trying to get a new job and shit. I'm probably gonna go and put in applications tomorrow. And places don't tend to hire people who look like fucking Christmas elves. So, unless I'm working for the Keebler factory, but there's not one around here, so that's out. Otherwise, I would have kept my hair. Um, anyway, I was watching Real Time with Bill Maher on Friday, and I found it on YouTube, so I'll just link it in the thing. A little taste of it that kind of explains some of it. Um, Basically, he had this woman on called Essie Cuff. I believe that was her name. And she wrote this book called Losing Our Religion. Now, this book is about how the liberal media are all atheists, are all secret atheists, and they basically attack Christianity. And how they're trying to destroy it and shit. I really hope they are. Kinda. But Bill Maher asked her, well, you've told me you're an atheist, aren't you? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, but you don't believe that these people are delusional. And she's like, no, I can see how it provides good things in your life, and it's good for countries and whatnot. Neglecting the fact that pretty much every country in the Middle East is religious, and it fucked them up big time. Because if you look at the Middle East, those countries are uber religious. So religious that they'll threaten cartoonists with death for drawing a picture of their prophet in a fucking teddy bear outfit. Those are countries where if you even question religion, they're going to cut your fucking head off on the internet. That didn't really seem to work out for them, and they say that this would be good for our country and whatnot. But the woman is basically... what it comes down to is she sounds more like a religious apologist. She's like one of these people, I'm an atheist, but, I'm not angry at God. She says, I'm an atheist, but I'm not angry at God. I'm like, well, if you're an atheist, you don't fucking really believe in God. I don't really believe in God. I believe, it's an unanswered question. But at the same time, these fucking cretins who go, I absolutely 100% know that there's an invisible vampire living in the fucking clouds. I call him the invisible vampire in the clouds because, apparently he was like the Dracula version of a vampire because that's why a cross could kill him. Now he's like the fucking Twilight vampire where apparently nothing can kill him. Maybe it's like a weird Dungeons and Dragons thing where like the cross killed him because he was a 6th level vampire spellcaster, and then to raise from the dead so he didn't have to pay a cleric like 1,500 gold pieces, he took like a subclass when he was a ghost to become a zombie, and now he's like a zombie spellcasting vampire. Nerd out right there. Anyway. But what's weird about it is this woman said, I see how it brings comfort to people, and Bill Maher was saying, well, it causes wars, slavery, rape, genocide, fucking mass genocide. And they kind of attacked him and said the 3 panel members, if you ever watch the show, he's always got 3 panel members. And they said, you're just as intolerant towards religious people as you claim that they are against everybody else. So he's like, no. That requires me to be prejudiced. If you're saying I'm prejudiced, it requires me to be prejudging them. I'm not prejudging, I'm judging. Alright? Most people don't get this, about religion. Religious people aren't really religious. When they say, I believe God wants me to hate Barack Obama because his father was a Muslim and shit like this, what they're saying is, I hate niggers. Alright? That's what they're really saying, in effect. Alright? They won't admit that, but that's what they're saying. Alright? They use, like, Fred Phelps, he's out there every week going, God hates fags, with his little fucking picket signs. Fred Phelps, if you break it down, all these people who protest so much against this, they're really gay. Alright? I suspect that he hasn't been caught yet, George Riekers, there's a story that was on the Bill Maher show that they talked about. This guy, George Riekers, got caught. He was like the head of the Faith and Family Institute or some shit like that, I believe it's called. Basically, George Riekers was the head of the scientific group that was going to discover the scientific reasons why people became gay and was going to develop a cure for being gay. Lo and behold, he goes on vacation to Italy, I think it was, and he took a male prostitute with him. He gets caught, and they ask him, "Why did you take that?" And his initial response was, "Oh, I hired him to help me carry my bags. I didn't know he was gay." And then it goes from there to, "Well, I hired him as an example, I've struggled with homosexual afflictions." I always call it affliction, like it's a fucking plague or a disease or something. And he said, that way I could look at him and remind me of that I was on the right path and shit. Fucking hypocrite. He was blowing the dude, obviously. And he won't admit to it because he's fucking twisted up himself. He's psychologically disturbed. Now, when atheists like me attack religion, it's this wall between that and reality. We always attack this, even though when these fucking wingnuts come out of the woods and talk about, my God wants this, my God wants that, and let's destroy the fucking world because that's what the invisible vampire in the sky wants. The reason atheists attack religion is it's this common wall that they all hide behind, alright? It's this common fucking wall that they all share. It's like their cover, alright? If we can break the wall down, then you will see very clearly what the fuck is going on behind that wall. That they're just fucking racists, or bigots, or sexists, or homophobes of some kind, alright? It's like there was a thing that Bill Maher did on the show again, that he showed this, I don't know if you know about this guy in Alabama where I live, Roy Moore. He was the guy who put the Ten Commandments monument right outside the Supreme Court, and they basically had to remove it, and he said, "I won't move it," and shit like that. The dude's fucking nuts, is what I'm saying. But he gets on TV and he makes this little political statement, where he attacks other politicians. And in this political campaign ad, it said this other guy, Tim Bradley, I believe is his name, said, "Oh, Tim Bradley is just trying to look conservative." And there was one part that really disturbed me where he said, and Tim Bradley said that not all parts of the Bible are true, not all of it's true. How the fuck sane, rational, maybe sane, that's quite obvious. I don't really think Roy Moore is very sane, but how the fuck sane people could believe such statements in the Bible, like the earth is flat, doesn't move, and pillars are holding it up, is just a testament to the fact that they never read the fucking book. Not ever. And they probably never will. They'd rather pay some fucking dude on Sunday to tell them about it, or to tell them what he thinks it means. Anyway, I'm gonna make a part 2 of this video, because I got more to say. But, anyway, there was this, woman, or I'll mention that in the next video, because I won't have enough time to tell it in this video, but I'll tell you about this. A lot of these times, these Christians kind of set it up as it's all about peace, it's all about love and goodness. Well, what about the Scott Roeder dude who believed so strongly that abortion was murder that he goes into a church, it wasn't his church, but he went into a church and shot an abortion doctor right in the back of the fucking head, in a crowded church in front of women and children and shit, and then ran away saying, "I did the right thing," yeah, and then they put his ass in jail, obviously. If it's really about peace and all that, it's when they tell you it's about peace and love and whatnot, they probably are peaceful and loving people, but if you go into a church, there's at least 10 people in there who are fucking bigoted or racist or, in some fucking way. It might even be black people that you run into that are just fucking bigoted and racist against black people. That's been known to happen. Not so much these days, but anyway, I'll make a part 2, so peace for now.